Lions don't compare themselves to humans, a legend once said. Some people are born to blend in. Others are born to stand out so fiercely the world can't help but notice. Zlatan Ibrahimović. He belongs to the latter. A man who doesn't just walk into a room, he storms in, demands the spotlight, and leaves a trail of unforgettable moments behind. Today, we're peeling back the layers of Zlatan's life. The boy from a tough Malmö neighborhood, the kid who faced hunger, hardship, and heartbreak, and the man who became one of football's most controversial, charismatic, and captivating legends. This story isn't just about goals or trophies. It's about pain, resilience, and the fire that forged a lion. It's about why Zlatan became Zlatan, the fearless, bold, sometimes infuriating, but always inspiring giant of the game. So buckle up. This isn't your average football story. This is a journey through grit, glory, and the raw human spirit. Zlatan Ibrahimović entered the world on October 3, 1981, in Malmö, Sweden, a city that's a melting pot of cultures, but also a place where poverty and segregation bite hard. His roots were humble and complicated. His father, Shefik, was a Bosnian Muslim immigrant who worked as a truck driver but struggled with alcoholism. His mother, Jurka, a Croatian Catholic, battled mental health issues. The two divorced when Zlatan was just 2 years old, leaving him to shuttle between two unstable homes. Malmö's Rosengård neighborhood, where Zlatan grew up, was no playground for dreams. It was a battleground of gangs, poverty, and social exclusion. Food was scarce in his father's house. Beer was plentiful, but meals were not. Zlatan sometimes went to bed hungry, a reality that would shape his hunger for success later in life. School was no refuge either. Zlatan was self-conscious about his large nose and a speech impediment, which made him a target for bullies. When a special teacher was assigned to help him with his lisp, Zlatan, frustrated and angry, once kicked a football at her head. The teacher soon quit. That moment symbolized the defiance that would come to define him. Growing up, Zlatan often felt invisible and unwanted. But instead of shrinking into himself, he decided to become impossible to ignore. His childhood was marked by a constant struggle for identity and belonging. He once said in an interview, "I was the kid who had nothing, but I wanted everything." That hunger, that fire, would become the driving force behind every goal, every challenge, every headline. Zlatan's childhood was a crucible of pain and chaos, but it forged a fighter. Football became his sanctuary, his escape, and his weapon. He idolized Ronaldo, the Brazilian striker whose flair and fearlessness inspired Zlatan to dream bigger. At 6 years old, Zlatan got his first pair of football boots, and from that day, the ball was never far from his feet. His physicality was unique. Standing taller and stronger than most kids his age, he combined raw power with surprising agility, thanks to years of practicing taekwondo. Zlatan wasn't just playing football, he was preparing for battle. His taekwondo training earned him a black belt and taught him discipline, balance, and mental toughness, skills he would carry onto the pitch. It also gave him a trademark confidence and fearlessness that opponents would come to dread. Zlatan's early coaches often described him as a kid with a lion's heart. He wasn't the easiest to handle, stubborn, outspoken, and fiercely independent. But that fire was exactly what made him special. Zlatan's professional journey began at Malmö FF, where he debuted as a teenager. His talent was undeniable, but his attitude, cocky, confident, and sometimes confrontational, made him a polarizing figure. He was never shy about showing his skills or his personality. In 2001, he moved to Ajax in the Netherlands. Wearing the iconic number 9 shirt, Zlatan quickly made his mark, scoring the golden goal in the Dutch Cup final and helping Ajax secure a league and cup double. Still, even in Ajax's supportive environment, Zlatan's larger-than-life personality sparked controversy. He clashed with teammates and coaches, but his goals silenced critics. At Ajax, Zlatan began to develop his trademark style, a blend of physical dominance, technical skill, and audacious flair. He was a player who could score a thunderous volley one moment and a cheeky back heel the next. Zlatan's next chapters took him to Italy, where football is a religion and pressure is relentless. At Juventus, he showed flashes of brilliance, but was caught up in the Calciopoli scandal that saw the club relegated. Moving to Inter Milan, Zlatan truly flourished, winning 3 Serie A titles and becoming one of the league's deadliest strikers. His time in Italy was marked by moments of brilliance and clashes with authority. He once said, "I don't believe in God, but I believe in Zlatan," a line that made headlines and ruffled feathers. He developed a fierce rivalry with defenders and a reputation for scoring impossible goals. His physical style and technical skill made him a nightmare for defenders, while his confidence made him a leader on the pitch. Zlatan's time in Italy also showed his ability to adapt and evolve. Serie A's tactical rigor demanded more than just physicality. It required intelligence and precision. Zlatan rose to the challenge, becoming a complete striker. In 2009, Zlatan made a high-profile move to Barcelona, joining a team stacked with stars like Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta. But the fit was far from perfect. Zlatan's ego and style clashed with Pep Guardiola's system. Despite scoring 16 league goals, he was often sidelined and frustrated. The tension culminated in his departure after just one season. His parting words? "I came like a king, left like a legend." Bold? Absolutely. True? Well, that's Zlatan for you. This period was a humbling experience for Zlatan. He realized that even the greatest talents can struggle in the wrong environment. But rather than break him, it fueled his determination to prove himself elsewhere. After Barcelona, Zlatan moved to AC Milan, where he rediscovered his form and charisma. Then came Paris Saint-Germain, where he became a goal-scoring machine, smashing records and winning multiple League One titles. At PSG, Zlatan scored over 150 goals, including a memorable 4-goal haul against Anderlecht in the Champions League. He was the undisputed king of Paris, a city that embraced his swagger. He broke the club's scoring records and became a symbol of PSG's rise to European prominence. Zlatan's leadership at PSG was undeniable. He was not just a scorer, but a mentor to younger players, a man who carried the weight of expectation with pride and humor. Later in his career, Zlatan joined Manchester United, where he helped win the Europa League and the League Cup, scoring spectacular goals, including a thunderbolt from 30 yards against Anderlecht. He then moved to LA Galaxy in MLS, bringing his flair and goals to the United States before returning to AC Milan, where he continues to defy age and expectations. His return to Milan has been nothing short of miraculous, scoring crucial goals and inspiring a new generation of players. Zlatan's ability to reinvent himself at every stage of his career is a testament to his mental strength and love for the game. Zlatan's controversial, bold, and sometimes arrogant personality isn't just for show. It's a shield built from years of hardship and rejection. Growing up feeling invisible and unwanted, Zlatan learned early that the only way to survive was to make himself impossible to ignore. His confidence his armor, his humor a weapon, and his bravado a declaration. "I am here, and I will not be pushed around." He once said, "I don't have time to be humble. I'm too busy being awesome." Behind the joke is a man who fought every day to prove his worth. His personality is a complex mix of vulnerability and strength. The boldness masks deep-seated fears of rejection and invisibility. Every headline, every quote, every goal is a statement. I exist and I matter. Despite the fame and fortune, Zlatan's life has known deep sorrow. The loss of his brother and the struggles of his family have left scars. He has spoken about the loneliness that comes with being Zlatan, the pressure to live up to his own myth, the isolation of being larger than life. There were moments when Zlatan felt like giving up, but his love for the game and the desire to rewrite his story kept him going. Zlatan's story teaches us that pain can fuel greatness, that resilience is born from struggle, that being unapologetically yourself, flaws and all, is the greatest strength. For anyone who's ever felt like an outsider, Zlatan's journey is a beacon of hope. No matter where you come from, no matter what you've been through, you can roar loud enough to be heard. He once said, "I came like a king, left like a legend." And he did. Not because he was the easiest or the nicest, but because he was the fiercest and most determined. Of course, Zlatan's story isn't all serious. When asked how he learned to play football so well, he said, "I don't practice, I just do it." When told he should be more humble, he replied, "I am humble, but I'm also the best." His jokes remind us that confidence doesn't have to be boring. It can be fun, too. Zlatan Ibrahimović is more than a footballer. He's a symbol of defiance, strength, and unapologetic self-belief. His journey is a testament to the power of resilience and owning your story. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the life of Zlatan Ibrahimović, the untamed lion who roared through the world on his own terms. If his story inspired you, made you laugh, or gave you a new perspective, please hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more stories that celebrate the beautiful game and the incredible people who play it. Remember, be bold, be fearless, and above all, be unapologetically you.